Hey everybody, it's Ryan again. It's Ryan. I'm back. Sorry I kind of left. It's just I wanted to get my bearings with all the new with the new rules of the codex, and I haven't had the chance to head to the game to the shop to get a new game in, and in my kind of self. I came up through with a few revelations and decided that a lot of people have kind of been dogging on a number of things that the wolves have gained and lost, and I'm trying to make light of all that and see, because I'm very adaptable to any form of combat that these guys have to use, and when you look at it, the Space Wolves have they've actually become even more flexible when it comes to all this new, when it comes to the way you fight. So you have a lot more options, and it's not as confusing anymore. Basically, what I'm going to do is kind of go over a little bit of stuff I kind of want to run with the Champions of Fenris, because right now list is just I'm definitely going to need to get my hands on some more Wolfguard Terminators, and also I'm going to have to do a lot of painting and drilling just to get the right to make the parts interchangeable, and that's gonna cost me. But in a way, alright. But so basically, a lot of people have been talking about how with the release of the new codex, Logan Grimnar can't make Wolfguard into troops anymore. But in a way, the Champions of Fenris detachment, the Wolf detachment, it actually kind of is a substitute for that, because the standard unit structure for the Great Wolf detachment is 1 HQ and 2 elites. Meaning you can have up to 8 units of Wolfguard, especially Wolfguard Terminators. You could kit out your entire army with Wolfguard Terminators. But what really amazes me, though, is that they made it. Not only did they make it elites, I mean, not only did they make it Wolfguard, they made it all elite choices. So that could mean that you could have 8 units of Wolf Scouts. That would be, and I'm going on shenanigans here. And this is like, you can have an entire army comprised of Wolf Scouts, because it's said in the fluff that Wolf Scouts are only answerable to Logan, and these guys, and Wolf Scouts are basically the best scout unit one of the best scout units in the game. Like, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4. They're technically Grey Hunters that have a lower a 4-up armor save, and I have to say that's still good. It used to be that your Wolf Scouts could go behind enemy lines, but I know they kind of messed that up in so many ways. But they did give them camo cloaks. I'm actually glad, because it's like, why have a scout unit that can't get a cover save? And it's like, I don't know why. But they made it so we get sniper rifles. So you can have, so basically, you can have up to, you're kind of reduced to 4 HQs. Understandable, because in the Wolves Unleashed detachment, the reason that they have 6 HQs is because that detachment allows your units to outflank. But you're reduced to having 3 troop choices, but you can have 8 elite choices, 3 fast attack choices, and 3 heavy support choices. It's a good detachment, and I'm kind of repeating myself from one of my previous videos, but I find that it allows you to do a lot more than what you think. And so I have to say, people, if you don't have the Champions of Fenris supplement, I would recommend getting it. Because it's like you can run entire armies worth of, it's like, think about running entire armies worth of tech priests. Of iron priests. Because that would be amazing. An entire army of iron priests with 4 cyber wolves each. It's basically a mobile blob of strength and toughness 5 with and strength 10 thunderhammer hits. That's a lot of attacks. And I'm also been working on this excellent theory. I've been talking with my 40K community on Google Plus, and it was think about, basically it's because a lot of people are going to be afraid of the Stormwolf transport, and I think I may have, well, not just the Stormwolf, but also the Stormfang gunship, and I think I may have found a solution to get into combat almost unscathed, and pretty much it would be a pain in the ass for a lot of your opponents. Say you have a unit of Blood Claws, 10 to 15, and you have a rune priest to the unit. The Blood Claws will take it as a dedicated transport. The rune priest will be in the squad, and the rune priest will have the Stormcaller ability. So it makes the army a lot more survivable. And basically, and here's the thing, unit comes onto the table. During psychic phase, your rune priest triggers Stormcaller. That's a 5-up cover. That's a 5-up cover save for the unit. If your opponent fires at the model, you cause a jinx save. Well, basically, if your opponent fires, and since your model just came onto the field, you can still fire all your weapons at full ballistic skill, and you can use Power of the Machine Spirit. But it also means that you can and it also allows you to but then during your opponent's turn, he'll try to knock your Stormfang out, your Stormwolf or your Stormfang out of the sky. So do a jinx save. You have a 2-up basically combine. Stormcaller is a shroud, causes shrouded. Combine that with your jinx save. You got yourself a 2-up cover save. You have yourself a 2-up cover save. That is actually amazing. That's actually a pretty good run. It would be a devastating unit, and not just by it just takes out. It just displaces all your models. If you have a Stormfang gunship, and use Stormcaller on it, what would really be amazing is that it's like if you kind of do a mix and match with your psychic powers, if you get a good psychic power on the divination discipline, and you get Stormcaller, that would be a juggernaut of a unit. That unit would basically become a juggernaut that you could just I'm gonna keep it in the air. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep it in the air. I'm gonna keep firing I'm gonna keep firing at your opponents with large blast templates of Hellfrost weapons, and also hit you with multi-meltas or Death Strike missiles. It's a very daring, concept to have, because a lot of these models, because it's a very daring concept to have, because a lot of opponents have weapons that can ignore cover. Maybe your opponent will have weapons that ignore cover, but what weapon has ignores? But I would say it would be a problem against that. It might be you might have problems against Tau, because Tau have a lot of anti-aircraft weaponry. They have a lot of Melta. They have a lot of strong plasma and laser cannons. So they might try to kind of cripple that as soon as they can, because they're gonna be afraid of it. They're gonna be afraid of it. I know. An allied detachment, it would actually be good, because basically what I would do is I would Void Fang. I would do the Void Claw. 2 units of Void Claws. One with the HQ is going to be Wolfguard. Is going to be Wolfguard Battle Leader with a unit with that Terminator armor. Put it in the unit with the Storm Claw. Put it in the unit with the Void Claws. Then kind of crack open their entire defense. Kind of cripple them to the point where. Well, actually, no, wait. I would simply say put it in the Void Claws unit. They'll Deep Strike on the first turn with your primary detachments drop pods, and then use that to your advantage by equipping him with either maybe the Mordekai's Claws relic, because that would really, because that's like these things can cause maybe up to 7 attacks with rending abilities, and the potential to, and also with rerolls to fail to wounds. So anyway, I find that a lot of stuff in the books needs a little revising. I have to ask my viewers, if you have a Space Wolves match, please run that Wolf Priest, that Rune Priest Storm Wolf gunship combo with Stormcaller, and see how long that model can survive in the battlefield. I would love to. I want to hear a bat rep report about. I want to hear a bat rep. So please let me know if you've done it, so that I can see if it works, and I might actually feel a little at ease to how well is this going to work. And also now I remember what I was going to say. I'm also experimenting with the concept of regular Wolfguard, power armored Wolfguard in drop pods with jump packs. Some people would consider that to be a little weird, but I would not, because basically it allows basically after you kind of deploy them behind a series of deploy them behind ruins, they'll survive. They just might survive long enough to actually do some stuff. Have them either secure objectives, because that's what the regular Wolf Guard are to do. They're either the vanguard or their objective securing, and they try to secure objectives or kill specific targets. So I suggest, again, the jump packs will help them get around. It's just that you need to get these guys in deep enough. You gotta get these guys get deep into your enemy's territory, and the drop pods are an excellent way to do it. It brings them in. Instead of you want to deep strike them in first turn. You deep strike them in first turn, and what's going to happen? And you kind of run them into cover, keep them protected. They can move 12 inches. They'll either weaken your enemy force or secure a specific target. And I would say run 2 of them so that you can, and it's and combine that, and actually combine that with the 3 and this is regular Space Wolves Unleashed stuff, or regular detachment, and what you can have up to 5. Basically considered, you could have up to 5 fast attack choices. I would consider that 5 fast attack abilities right there. It's Sky Claws, or in the fast attack you can have Thunderwolf, or 2 groups of Fenrisian Wolves with a Thunderwolf Cavalry as a third. So please think about it. If you want to try my ideas, but please do a bat rep so that I can and let me know, because I want to see how some of this stuff is going to work out, because I find that it's funny, and it kind of dulls, messes with your opponent's mind. But I have to say, please try it. I want to know what's going to happen. So please let me know.